So today we're going to be talking about, I mean, as you can see, we've dressed to the theme.
We're on occasion.
Yes. We really want to talk about our Hulaween experience. We touched on it very lightly on the last episode. We weren't even sure that we were going to be going. But we decided last minute to go, and now
Last minute
here.
send.
Yeah. And I think we should introduce Morgan, who she is, how she's
Our very special guest.
how she's gotten into this mushroomy mix. And yeah, so Morgan and Michela go way back, so I can let you guys explain. Where did Morgan come from?
Morgan.
Why is she here?
Where did it begin? Where did it begin? A very long time ago.
I think in the 5th grade, we met at Windermere Elementary School.
Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't know you too well. We didn't get to know each other until middle school.
Yeah.
And then we became best friends.
Well, my first memory of Michela is her teaching me how to grind for one of the middle school dances.
Oh my God, I remember that. This is so fitting. It's so fitting.
Taught you how to grind.
Dude, we used to go to we used to have grinding parties.
Grind lines.
Middle school
Grind
dances.
lines.
Like
Grind
literally
lines. Get me started.
15 people just rolled up together, just grinding, thrusting side to side, getting it.
Oh my God.
The good days.
That's fucking hilarious. Wait, so middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys go back to middle school?
Yeah.
That's
really cute. I didn't know that either.
Michela always used to pick me up for high school because she's older than me.
Oh my God, I remember that. I also remember in middle school, your closet was fucking massive. So whenever I wanted something to wear, my mom would drop me off at your house in the morning in Providence. That was your neighborhood. And I would just go through your closet, and it was this magic kingdom. I was like, what am I going to wear today?
It's funny because
That's what I feel now about Michela.
Yeah, I was about to say that's how I feel towards you. So. I'm the OG.
You were loaded
I'm the
with
OG.
Abercrombie
Heard.
shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
Those were the days.
Abercrombie and Hollister loaded.
Those were
in Morgan's
easier
closet.
days. Those were easier days.
Yeah, that was easier days. But anyways, yeah, we go way back to childhood, mems, and I feel like we've always stayed close throughout the last 12 years, I feel like it is.
Yeah.
12 or 13. We've always somehow stayed connected. Even through all of the transitions and shifts of life, we have always stayed connected since then. There's never been a period where we're not close. Which is
Never
so
will
beautiful.
be. Never will be.
That's adorable. And wait, you guys were living in Orlando together for a while?
Yeah.
How long were you guys in Orlando? After because you left to Gainesville and then...
Yeah, I did go to Gainesville. I went to UF for 2 years, and then I transferred to UCF,
I convinced
which is where
her.
Morgan went to school.
Classic.
And then we lived together at UCF
Oh my
in a
God.
haunted mansion.
You guys actually lived you guys
Yeah.
lived together?
Yeah.
For a year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You got their roomies.
Yeah. That's cute.
We lived in a haunted mansion. It was huge and disgusting. And
How many other people did you live with?
We lived with 2 bartenders.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the lifestyles were very, very different. Actually,
No, we were in that lifestyle.
We were such fucking trouble. The lifestyle shifted the year you moved out, and I stayed in the dungeon for an extra year.
totally.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
the lifestyle. Yeah.
We were in the thick of it though.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Well, and so now none of us are living in Orlando right now because Morgan just
moved to
across the street.
She literally lives
Yes.
4-minute walk across, which is
Wow.
so dope.
Yeah.
So much fun.
We just take our little wagon over.
The wagon,
Little
the
stroll
wagon.
to Morgan. And it's so cute. But yeah, okay. So do we want to give a little summary on how we went from barely mentioning and whispering about Hulaween 2 weeks ago to then going?
I was so against it. I was
my God.
please don't go. Please don't go.
Well, all of you guys were
yeah.
against it. You 3 were I'm not going. And then
had a moment.
in the back of my head, I was I just knew we were going to go.
Michela was manifesting.
She
it
really
I
the
was
whole time.
literally manifesting it so secretly. I was checking tickets. And last episode, I broke the news to you guys. I was there's tickets for $200, and you guys literally lost.
The looks on our faces were priceless.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all super set on. I mean, I was so set on not going. and I'll touch on it a little bit more, but do you want to give like a little synopsis on exactly what like went down?
Yeah. So basically, we were going back and forth, Danielle, Michela, and I, for like, I felt like years, but it was probably like a few weeks of saying we were going to go to Hula and then we weren't going to go to Hula. And a few days before, last minute, Michela, who held hope the whole time, told Danielle and I that there were tickets for a few $100s. And Danielle and I got so excited when she told us that we kind of just took it as a sign. So we all just hopped on board, and Morgan has been around and is hanging and was about the last minute fun.
Always am. That's how I prefer my festivals.
Right. Yes.
To be super. Oh, I guess we didn't even really
spontaneous.
mention, like what Hulaween even is.
Yeah.
Right. And
So-
Hulaween is the festival we went. So
Yeah.
that's the one.
It's the most magical festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Spirit
one
of Suwannee, just that's where it takes place at. It really facilitates like the whole entire vibe of
Yeah.
Definitely.
a great vibe. Yeah, it's a really awesome space, and they have a bunch of music events there. But okay, so that was kind of a synopsis on just we last minute sent it
Literally
to
days
festival.
before we bought our tickets. Like, I think Danielle and I bought it the day before.
I literally bought mine the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
on
I've
Thursday,
never
Thursday
done
last
that.
minute, like
Yeah.
all our other friends had their plans, had their tickets for weeks, for months, and we were like, we're gonna do it, and we basically all got discounted tickets. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
win-win,
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah, we all got mad discounts, which was nice. And honestly, we all did a really great job of not spending money like we wanted to. But
Dude,
Yeah,
we all
very
spent like
wholesome.
$20 while we were there. Meal prep all day for festivals.
super proud of us. So the main theme of this episode is all about what each of our biggest realizations were at Hulaween. And I don't know. Music festivals are like a rite of passage, I think, for coming into who you are and just being thrown into this space and being thrown into this environment that is, you literally create a home. Like the four of us just straight up built a home like out of tents.
We literally
Fold out tables.
We had a tent. And it was our closet. We had a second tent because all
We had
four
two
of us.
tents.
Yeah, we had two tents. So all four of us slept in one big tent that Morgan purchased right before. And then we had Danielle's tent. So we literally named it Wendy's Closet. Well, I named it Wendy's Closet.
I like
You
closet.
guys called it the closet, but I was like Wendy's Closet. And we all had our like
was a vortex.
suitcases.
It was a vortex.
We would go in there and assess our lives. Like the closet was the situation to go figure out your shit, then come back out and be like, all right, let's get it.
Yeah, and every time we lost something, like
We'd be like,
it would
it's in the
most likely be in
closet.
the closet. Like
It's always
go
in
in
the
the closet, figure out your life, come out a new person. Okay, so yeah, I'm really interested to see what everybody's biggest realizations were
Yes, me too.
for last weekend. So, Kristen, do you want to start?
Kurt.
Kurt.
Oh yeah, we also all gave each other names. Well, Kurt. She was
Alter
Kurt.
egos.
She was Kurt, and also
Compass.
and then what?
And then
Danny.
I was Danny.
Danny. Okay,
Danny
and then you were
girl.
Marg.
Marge.
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 I don't know.
I
I
wasn't
don't
in
know
on
if I
that
You weren't in on
support this
that
one.
I
It wasn't
in
full.
on.
It wasn't full.
And I was
100%
Steph.
on that one.
Steph.
Stiff.
Everything returns back to
Stuff. We'll hit on that
Oh,
later.
shit. Yep.
yeah.
All right. So, Kurt, what was your...
My biggest realization for Hula this year was that I just feel like I've had all of my realizations from music festivals. And even if I haven't finished them all right now, my time is good. I've realized enough.
Yeah. You were like super composed throughout the whole festival. Like you knew when it was time to go. You knew what you were
for the
feeling.
first time ever, yeah. Every other time I was kind of briefly telling Danielle, as always. But earlier or past festivals, I feel like I would always try to rally and stay up, and because I had FOMO and I wanted to be social, but I got the perfect amount of social time. I was social when I wanted to be this time, and it just felt really good. And I was doing exactly what I wanted to do, even if that meant being in bed asleep in a tent at 11 p.m. with music blaring all night. And yeah, I still had a blast. I had a great time, but it was such a different time that I've ever had at a music festival. And all of the other festivals I've been to have been huge realization moments and awakenings and life-altering perspectives. Yeah, just things that blew my mind. And this time it was kind of beautiful that I could just hang. And when I was hanging too hard,
put her out to dry.
I was like, okay, don't do that. Just hang normally again. So I'm gonna just continue hanging normally the whole time now. It's a good time. Yeah, and I think my favorite part was just being able to do what I wanted, and I felt very safe doing that with the three of you. It was really nice. Yeah, felt super safe.
I think that's a really good realization to have.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think that festivals always have to be this big? Like, I'm going there to like learn more about myself and like
I kind of did until now. Like now I feel like you can just go to want to listen to music and spend time with your friends. And even if you are doing that usually do give you realizations, they don't always give you realizations. And I still think it's fun and worth it, and I would do it all over again.
Yeah. Good, I wanted to hear that.
I feel like you facilitated for me, like gave me the power to be like, okay, what do I want to do? Because when you're because you were always so set, you knew how you felt, and I was like, that's really important.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, whenever you have a friend in the group that's like the one to be like, all right, like I'm tapping out, like I'm going home, or like I'm
respect,
like I'm out, or like I'm not gonna.
It's so classic Kristen energy.
Yeah,
classic Kirt.
Yeah, it is.
But like you own it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
you don't feel shame.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And it gives
no
us
guilt over here.
And it literally gives other people permission to also like do their own thing. Fully, because it's always just like, wait, are you sure you want to go do that? Are you sure you're not going to be upset? Are you sure like your feelings aren't hurt and that's why you're leaving?
And there was so much, but again, I felt so safe. Like all of you were so clear on making sure that I was okay no matter what. And like if I wanted to do something, I'd be able to do it either by myself or with somebody. And it was really easy to do that around you guys. Is what I mean. Yeah,
Safety.
And I would remember the moments of like Kristen really needing to use the bathroom and just like really needing something. And then like us be like, oh my God, okay, do we split up? Do we do it? And then she's like, no, I can go by myself. Like, and it's like, are you sure?
Felt like home
and
there.
it was, there's just so many moments where it's like, okay, yeah. Like where you feel good letting someone go off on their own as opposed to being like, fuck, now I'm worried. She's going to get lost. She's never going to find us again. Like
she's the compass.
She's not, but she fucking
the compass. She always finds her way back.
That's so true. Sometimes just need a little space. Bop around.
Yeah, there's a lot of stimulation at those things.
It's very intense. And I've also been there a few times, so it was definitely comfortable for me in general. I like know my way around and I know how people act, and I've done these a few times as well, which I think is why I was like, all right, nice job. Like, that's good for now.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
It feels good to be around it. Honestly, it's really cool to witness other people in it and not have to be in it myself. So,
Fuck yeah, that's a beautiful realization.
I've loved it. I loved Hula as always. It was a great time this year.
Yeah. All right, Mergan. That was your big old realization.
Morgan and Morgan for the people.
She really is. She's for the people.
She is for the people.
She really is for the people.
Oh my God. She literally is.
Make her merch.
Let's see.
Marge merch.
You're gonna make me nervous before I go. I think for me personally, there were a lot of personal realizations for me during Hula. I think it stems back from the sort of relationship that I was in prior to moving to St. Pete.
Here, keep the mic closer.
Oh, sorry. Amateur hour.
Amateur hour.
I think a lot of things got stirred up in my life before I made this transition here. Beautiful transition though. But I think being in that environment and doing the stuff, mad stuff. It really like at some point, like obviously the whole time I was having a blast, but there were like some points during the night where I felt like insecurities like welling up, I guess. I don't know how to say that, and it was really strange for me because I overall think of myself as like a confident person and like don't really think about my insecurities that much because I didn't think I had that many. So it was kind of strange for me. I'm still trying to work through it, the like feelings that came up and trying to really figure out where they stemmed from. But I think I pinpointed it to like just thinking other people are like gonna judge you or you're not doing the right thing, which is like so dumb because especially at those, it's weird to feel that way at those festivals because everyone is doing what they want. Everyone's being weird as fuck, doing whatever they want to do, and then to feel like judgment on yourself, I kept having to remind myself like this is a space where you can be whatever you want to be, but it was still hard for me at times to like fully let myself be that way. So it's a long journey after hula to figure out like really how to deal with those things.
It's only been a week
Yeah.
today, really.
Yeah.
And that's lifelong realizations like that are happening here.
Yeah.
That's why it's so intense afterwards.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So
intense.
I want to know more. So your biggest realizations were just those like specific insecurities that came up that have you ever faced those insecurities before, or those were like new things to you that are just kind of like questioning kind of like who you are or who you want to be in those certain moments, or like how you want to make decisions, being like, but is that really me? Like what?
I feel like it all has to do with becoming like authentically comfortable with myself, because I am in such a transitional phase and I feel like a lot of things are changing and I'm like changing with them and I'm like leaving behind stuff, picking up new stuff. So just that sort of situation.
Yeah. And you mentioned it in the beginning about just you're going through a really big transition, like many different transitions. So to go,
it's like
go
a million things at
in the
once.
in the midst of all of that.
Yeah,
I can see how that's.
It is the best place to have the best time though, and we were blessed with being there together, which just was a blast. So
I had so much fun. Like I've never rolled in with like a squad, like just like a group of people, and had like that much
squad
fun. And there was wholesome fun. There was some
naughty fun.
Bad girl, like naughty fun. Yeah,
trouble.
But it was just
Taps of fun.
All right, Michela.
Mickey D.
Mickey fucking D. Oh God, I had so many realizations when I was there, and most of them were. So I literally remember I would be like, I wish I could like record what was going on in my mind at certain points, and then oh my God, dude, I was like thinking about things, and I was like, everything.
You need a notepad.
Yeah, well, Danielle was also talking about how she wishes that she like brought out her notepad. I was like, dude, we could barely operate our phones. How are we gonna write? If I tried to write anything down, I would have been so confused.
We'd have been drawing shapes or something.
Hieroglyphics. How do you say it?
Hieroglyphics.
But I think my biggest realization that came through was that I'm just good exactly where I am right now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely like the biggest thing that came through. And I feel like I've gotten to this place. Like before, when I went to music festivals, I feel like it was all about like getting fucked up and Don't get me wrong, I definitely still do that. But
We still got time.
but it's not this like longing or this searching anymore. It's like I come to music festivals to connect with people and to be in art and music and nature, and that's really my intention behind it. Like I love going to music festivals and just meeting like the most incredible people, the weirdest people, like having such deep intentional conversations,
Or just meeting passerbyers.
Oh,
just,
I love
like,
my God.
having deep intimate like connection with just like a passerby.
In a second, and then they leave and you never see them again.
It's sometimes you feel like they're reading, like you guys are reading each other's minds.
oh
It's a
yeah.
moment in time of like absolute flow. You're just like you, and then it's
Yes.
like, but there's so many people there. It's almost inevitable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On this same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so true. You have to experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the level of connection that I feel at music festivals is absolutely like no other. Like I will always make the move to go to music festivals. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking hitting them like every month, but the ones that I have gone to, especially this year 2022, I've hit every single one with Morgan at Suwannee, and it's always been something spontaneous. And when I leave, like
Yes.
mine and Morgan's
Refreshed.
like conversations, like on the way back, and I'm like, that just fucking lit my soul on fire.
Hit different.
And
Hit
it
different.
hit so different, and there's not even this like feeling of anxiety after music festivals anymore. It's like it literally gives me just so many great perspectives, and I come back feeling so creative and like in tune with myself. And I mean, honestly, this entire year has just been this flow of like, I'm good, like right where I am, and there's no more fucking seeking. And music festivals are always just that like cherry on top of like,
We're Gucci.
we're so Gucci. Like, well, there's nothing wrong.
Well, because it's like it's like a vacation, right? Obviously, like you're unplugging from like your everyday life, and you're just going in the middle of, for most of them, you're going in the middle of nature, and you're just completely unplugging, and it just gives you so much opportunity to either like escape if you need to escape, or to realize like, damn, like I'm doing good.
You get back to the
Life. Like what I'm
basics.
doing is like right.
Yeah.
Back to the basics.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
to the basics.
And
That
also
felt
just
good.
like using like music festivals as a way to like celebrate life and just like be so present. That's another thing. Music festivals, like you don't really have any cell phone service. You're literally out in the woods. You're camping.
have
Like
nowhere else to
you
be.
have nowhere else to be. You're off of work. You are just so incredibly present with everything around you, and it's the best. There's no outside noise. There's nothing like coming into your mind other than like what's right in front of you.
Well, that's definitely the goal
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. Just to remain present in those experiences. But yeah. Hell yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
a really good
reassuring.
one. Yeah.
Love
That's beautiful.
Halloween. Honestly, Suwannee
Suwannee.
dude, Suwannee in general. The
Yeah,
best
Hula's
place
a little,
ever.
It's quite the big festival.
Yeah,
for
it
us.
was a
It's
lot of
quite an
people. Fuck
So,
ton of people.
I think 20,000.
So I think that people say 20,000 go there.
No, it was like
20,000.
35,000.
What?
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear. It's a lot of fucking people. It's a lot of people. And honestly,
Yeah, a
I
lot of
remember, well, all of
energies.
us went to Hulaween, I think, in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was not as crowded as this
No.
year. I mean, honestly,
I felt
music
like I had so much
festivals are just
space.
like on this come up. Like everyone's like,
Yeah.
let's go hit some
Which is-
festivals, you
yeah.
know? Which is
It's a good
cool.
thing. Yeah.
Right? We want people to
Yeah.
have those experiences for
dope.
sure.
But now it's just more crowded than normal.
I think the camping festivals like are just elite. I will never do a festival that's not camping.
It's
Oh,
almost necessary.
dude. Yeah.
Dude.
Dude.
You
City
don't want to go back home to a
festivals?
real life.
I
It's
don't-
kind of like a blip in time. You get to leave.
Totally.
You
That's
don't want to
exactly
get in
what
an
it is.
Uber.
You need to be in
after.
nature when
And
you're on the
kind of like
drugs.
that everybody's dirty.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta get a little
I
dirty.
love it.
that part.
Danielle
I
just
rarely
rocking
shower.
it barefoot.
Yeah, dude.
She was a barefoot queen.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
she
lo-
put
it
me to
inspired
shame.
me.
Baddie.
Yeah, I almost turned
Barefoot baddie.
2 of the 3 people here. That's okay. But
We're in transition phase.
yeah, we're getting
I'll get my toes in the dirt soon.
Scared of stepping on stuff.
And then, Daddy Danielle.
My realization.
What was your
hear
realization?
I think the biggest one that I would want to share kind of had to do with what led up to Hulaween, I basically positioned myself. I essentially committed to something to friends of mine that would put me in a position to where I couldn't go to Hulaween. Like I strategically, like weeks ago, was like, you know what? Yeah, I will say yes to that, just so I make sure that I can't go to Hulaween.
There'd be no Danny at Hula.
Dude, that's so classic of you
That's
to do.
so like I am so, and that's what I realized. I was
Holding
like, dude,
yourself back.
I punish myself so much in the name of frugality because I have so much trauma around money, or just the lack thereof, like with my family. And I'm just in this position in this time of my life where I'm just like really trying to have fun and balance a social life, but also be frugal and care about the future.
Important.
Yeah, and I think that balance is really important.
She's a big boss lady. I'm always very impressed and proud.
Thanks, guys. But I took it. I think I took it too far. Like I found that I essentially took a choice away from myself by saying yes to this prior commitment. And yeah, just like robbing myself of an opportunity to just have spontaneous fun.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what? Yeah, right. It's like, okay, what if I did, like, for now on, when, you know, any kind of crazy events are happening, like, I'm really going to evaluate when I decide to say yes for favors or to take care of a friend or a family member, or just, yeah, like do favors and being like, okay, but am I going to be really, is that going to be me sacrificing a lot for myself? And
It's totally the vape that made that noise.
Dude,
it makes
that's
it funny.
funny.
I was
like,
like,
literally,
dun,
the
dun.
vape literally,
Damn.
it disrupts the signal of the mic. That's insane. That's kind of freaky.
Maybe the vape
Has too much
is-
power over us.
Too much
And the mic.
for real. The
got
mic's
me in a
"Let hit
chokehold."
it." Oh my god. But yeah, I think just being kinder to myself and allowing myself to have those fun, spontaneous opportunities.
Because you deserve it.
And not shackling myself to this like frugal,
To celebrate.
like, yeah. And that was the biggest thing that I realized was the reason why I wanted to go, is because I wanted to celebrate what we had been creating with Mushroomies, with just how our lives have been just
Fucking awesome.
propelling
So
forward.
fucking awesome.
It's and it's just like, dude, I've been working so hard. I fucking deserve this.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah, you
realizing
do.
like don't steal opportunities from yourself. Like stop being your biggest roadblock to fun.
Yes.
And you know, like just I constantly am standing in my own
doing. And
Yeah.
sometimes you need to take a step back and just be like, let's fucking enjoy
It's like
life.
I'm
Proud of
trying.
what you've done.
yeah. Take a second to celebrate yourself for sure.
Yeah, it's really important. But again, there's like the fine lines of everything where it's like sometimes you can celebrate yourself too much and then you end up broke and you know.
Totally.
But I think I've definitely I definitely deserve it for sure. And then one other thing is like a big realization was just how much, because I haven't been to a festival since becoming a yoga teacher, like getting certified as becoming a yoga teacher. And so many
Oh my
things
God.
were happening throughout the weekend where I was like, dude, fucking yoga is life. Okay. Like,
Well, you kept on like stretching all of us. The hands-on adjustments, dude, like you have like a touch of so much love, and I really
And
think,
power.
yeah, like
Ooh, love and
love and power. Like I remember when you would do adjustments on us, like just in the middle of the set, I would like fold over and I'd be like, oh my god, and then you would
Fuck
touch me and
yes.
I'd be like, all right,
Real
I'm
friend.
literally disappearing into a piece of dust now.
yeah, I gave some, and then some random like strangers would walk up to me and be like, can you do that to me? And I'm like, please bend over.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember.
Drop everything,
I
I'm
remember
doing
when
it.
you were doing it to random people. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
I was
yeah.
like, fuck yeah, I would love to do that for you. But I just realized like with experimenting with
I love.
Just keep on saying.
And
Drugs.
it's geeking me.
Well, there's a few.
we're trying to be like cute about it. But but what I realized with, this is gonna be a really funny link that I make. But I've just found that with all of us, and just like I guess with myself, I won't speak for you guys, but every time I make, it's like figuring out what your edge is. Like every time that, just like you realize like, okay,
Yeah.
I can take this much for this type of experience. But sometimes you really fall over that edge.
Take it way too
But
far.
it's
Play yourself.
But it's just like in yoga where it's like you're trying to find your edge with every practice. Every time that you get on the mat, you're constantly trying to find a new edge. Like, how further can I go in this pose? Like, how longer can I hold this pose? And I remember just like, I don't know, over the weekend and being like, wow, I'm just trying to find my new edge. Like every
I remember
time.
you saying that.
I do remember you touching on that.
I love that perspective. That's good.
I loved that, just like philosophy of thought, where it's like, at what point I obviously don't want to bring myself any kind of pain or like negative experience.
yeah,
So
right.
what is it that I need to do?
It's such a
to
fine
get
line.
there?
It's a beautiful art to be able to find your edge, especially with things like that.
Yeah.
Like and yoga. Like the whole, it's such a good life lesson.
I mean, in life in general too, you're supposed to find your edge and get uncomfortable,
Right.
and challenge yourself. Because if you're not challenging yourself, like, what type of life are you living? You're not really
A comfortable one.
Yeah,
A comfortable-
very comfortable
Damn.
one.
A prison.
Yeah,
You're literally, if
making
you're
your
not,
life a prison. Fuck
You're
that.
right. If you're not exploring the edge, like, you're just comfortable. And that's okay. There's a lot of people that, want to be living that comfortable life. And obviously, it's like one way of getting out of your comfort zone or like just like expanding or, but it doesn't mean that you also have to go to
Everyone can
festivals.
have their own like unique way of finding their edge.
Yeah. Whether it's just being like, I want to stay out later. And how is that going to do with like being on less sleep tomorrow? Like, it's just something as simple as
Me
that.
every day at the festival.
I could never.
How little amount of sleep can I get to function tomorrow?
Me and Morgan got like literally like 3 or 4 hours.
I
each
was
night.
actually amazed. Like you would tell me and like my body wouldn't work, guys. Like it would not move.
I feel like I get like superpowers at those things. Like
You did. You literally had to
Morgan
have.
literally looked at me like on the second day of hula and she was like, Michela, I need to talk to you for a second. She like looked me so deeply in the eyes. I was like, what do you need to talk about, dude? She was like, where do you get your superpowers at festivals? Because you need to give me a pep talk right now. I was like transfer them into my mind and body.
When we were packing, it's so true. Like when we're literally packing for the weekend, like I saw a side of Michela that I have never seen in my life.
she was
We were like,
ready.
oh my God, this is Festival Michela. What am I about to
It's a
see?
different breed.
It really is.
I get shit done at festivals.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to play games.
You really do.
I don't.
baby.
I'm like, let's do this. We're getting it done. We're packing this.
She never yawns.
Dude, that's her cap energy. That's
I
so
didn't see a
funny.
single
Yeah,
yawn.
that just totally is my cap energy.
Like, when
I did not
you're-
yawn once. No.
When your eyes are set,
I didn't receive sleep. I'm like, I don't think I saw you close your eyes.
Those eyes were wide open the entire time.
Do you ever even sleep though? Good point, because I was always in bed before Michela and after Michela.
Yeah, wait, that's so
Almost
true.
every single time. I think I saw you sleep.
I can function on like not a lot of sleep. Just in
Unfortunately.
general.
You also
honestly.
There's
just
two
cannot.
kinds of people because
Yeah.
There really are.
absolutely. I've witnessed like my cousin. This girl can 3 hours of sleep. Good.
Yeah,
Look
that's-
like so normal.
I feel like there's
My
also
dad, it's pretty
people.
scary.
That
There's
affected
also
me for
people-
weeks.
There's also people. That
Oh,
want-
tell us, please.
There's also people that just wake up when the sun is up, like Michela, and the sun does not
Their
bother me.
circadian rhythm.
I'm like, I'm
Once
closing
I'm
my
up,
eyes either
I'm
way.
up.
Yeah,
Fair.
the sun doesn't bother me. People talking doesn't bother me. TV, like I can dead.
See,
I
it
can
all
dead.
bothers me,
It all bothers me too. Kristen,
but
I feel
I
like
need
we
the sleep, so I
Yeah.
figure it out.
So do you
Uh-huh.
wake up easy?
I use earplugs and a eye mask.
Dude, Kristen's grandma, and I love it.
Like Michela walked in my room and I was like literally
terrible way.
set up and she's like, oh, I didn't know you wore an eye mask.
Yeah, I
Oh
literally
my
looked at her. I was like, "What? Since when was
My
this
window is, like,
incorporated
so
into
bright.
the sleeping routine?"
I actually have the perfect view of the full moon, but it gets bright as fuck at night.
Oh, because you only have your like shitty blinds,
Right. Yeah. My mom walks in and she's like, you should really get a curtain or something.
You should. we should get you a nighttime
shitty blinds
curtain.
too.
I'll show you a picture of
I
it.
have more windows,
Do
but
you
that's
guys
also.
need curtains.
I really don't like curtains.
Oh.
I don't like curtains either.
No,
I was
I'm
like,
not.
fuck
I'm
that
not a
shit.
curtain gal.
Do you?
Not
how's
curtain
your
gals.
room?
No curtains.
No curtains?
No
Danielle, I think
I'm
you're the
such
only
a curtain girl.
So is
Oh my
Alexis.
God,
Yeah.
guys. It really pulls together a
It
home.
does.
Like
It
once
makes
we
it
get
homey,
a
but-
curtain there.
Ooh.
Okay,
game
like
over, you're
main
right.
room curtains are
Yeah.
essential,
But bedroom curtains? I feel like when I didn't have my curtains up,
How did
my
we
room
get
was not complete. Yeah, sorry.
Curtains.
Real big. Kurt.
Wait, guys, everything always comes back. It always comes back. This is how it was at Hulaween, guys. We would literally bring up a subject
flow.
and then it would like flow around. We'd be like, wait, how did we arrive here?
Wait, someone tell them our signs.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Oh,
okay. So,
okay. Yeah.
okay.
I've talked a lot.
So
I think you did.
I feel like our dynamic of Hulaween worked so well because we're all of the elements. I'm earth, she's air, water, and fire. And I think it was
The Avatar. Together we are the Avatar.
But I just feel like the dynamic at the festival, like each of us took on such a role and it was great.
So
And then like the
naturally.
flow of it, like sometimes we would break off into twos, but it was always like a different pair and it was so
Or threes.
flowy. Yeah.
fucking
Or
great.
threes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is something really special. And I don't know if it's like the astrology or our elements or whatever, but like there's just something in this quad that feels
Yeah.
so
natural.
good.
Because sometimes when just in general, just being with like big groups of people in general, sometimes there can be just like miscommunication or jealousy
At
or
festivals?
like,
At festivals?
Yeah.
Or just in general.
Or just in general,
Always
just when,
drama.
sometimes when you bring in like big groups of people, like just the dynamic sometimes isn't that great. But I feel like the dynamic between the four of us was just so incredible.
I also
Ease.
think that has a lot to do with like where our actions come from. Like I feel like all of us, for the most part, speaking for myself, come from like a place of love and like wanting to support. So
Yeah, we are all super loving and supportive, and because that I think you're right.
Yeah.
Like there's
There's
the
no
intention. There's so much
jealousy,
love
like-
with. All,
We just
with
want to have
each of
fun.
us.
We all wanted to have a good time and celebrate. And the fact that we all did this last minute says a lot about our intentions of going. And I think that played into how we interacted with each other. And that's why it was so
Yeah.
fun.
And it was really nice,
great.
just like sending it last minute, and then just having like the guys just holding down a space for us, so we didn't have to worry about like trying to meet
They're
up with other
clutch
groups of
homies.
people.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was just so ideal too, because even though it was like the four of us, we all knew so many people,
So many
that were
groups of
there.
people that were there. So we
Yes.
all
So
got
all
to
of
dip in
them.
and out. It was so much fun.
Each
Yeah,
day
it's
we would just
ideal.
get like blessed by different people's presence and then like leave when we wanted to leave and then come
Yeah.
back, which was nice.
And it was just
Felt
so
good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was so cool too, because it's also kind of crazy because I mean we all this just came to me like none of us had any alone time that whole time. You know,
except for Kurt.
I was
she
like,
goes
I
to-
was
got a little
sleeping,
alone
but-
time.
but conscious, like awake.
Not much.
yeah, you were definitely
Yeah.
asleep when I
was
you had
out.
your-
But it's just like such a social
Environment,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was
Ooh.
just so interesting seeing like feeling all of our dynamics, just like the four of us together. And then when we would have like other people coming in or we would be hanging out with other people, it was always so interesting observing the dynamic shift. Like when new energy is brought into the mix, there's clearly a shift that happens like in everybody's attention.
Start paying attention to it in your own,
Yeah.
like literally that's often everywhere. But for us specifically, there's like this grounding you could feel when we were there, and it was really comfortable and easy and safe. Yeah, just a common theme of safety with you guys.
We had a lot
Super
of
cool.
cuddle parties on the grass.
oh my god, the cuddle party.
We loved to cuddle on the grass.
We were like rolling around in the grass,
Ground
having
girls.
the best fun.
Yeah, wait, this feels really good just reminiscing because the four of us haven't like sat together and like really
Like, talked about
We've
Hulaween.
literally
about
been
it.
recovering the whole
Yeah,
week.
yeah. This last week has been a big recovery
Recovery.
week. Yeah, with lots of like emotions and stuff. I still have not gotten my period.
Wow.
Danielle
just
might have
straight
skipped
skipped
a
it.
cycle.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. You need to go
I wish
get
I
your
would skip a
hormones checked.
cycle.
Ooh,
No.
ooh. No, you don't.
No, I don't think it's a good thing.
I don't think
I'm
it's
confused.
healthy. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I need to seek someone's assistance,
Oh,
but
that's another episode.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good topic.
We'll
for
definitely
sure,
be talking about that.
All right. Well, is there anything else that we want to share about, like any other realizations that are coming through about Hulaween or festivals in general? Or
Go to music festivals.
Yeah.
Go to Hulaween.
Do you
if you
recommend
don't, if you don't
You have to
hula
go
in
with the
your
right
area,
people though.
Right group
or
of people
go
for
alone.
sure.
Don't be scared. I'm so about. I'm all about, because it's such a social space and setting. Go alone. You won't have any alone time anyways.
Yeah,
truly,
that's true.
Like, you think you're going alone and you're gonna be like, what?
you could always
Meet
find
your
a
best
crew.
friends.
Promise, but also go with a great crew if you can too. That's way better.
And I think what really worked too is like the three of us, because I was talking to one of our other friends that went, and she was basically like, because you're living with people for 3 days, right? You're living with people then for that whole time. And it's like, if you don't want to live with those, like you don't want to live with, you're not okay with living with those people, like camping with them is going to be a major bitch. And like the fact that all of it, like the majority, like you guys have lived with each other, right? Like you've had that experience where like you're sharing a campsite with people and it's just miserable.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah. Where
And
it's
that's
just like,
not fun. Like, the whole point of getting out to the festival is to,
Enjoy.
you would think.
Yeah.
Right? What's your intention
but then
before
it's like,
going?
it's because you have like you're attached to this like crew of people that just like always has to go, and like if this
Stick
person's
together.
invited, then that person has to get invited, and then ends
Yeah.
up becoming that thing.
And there's 30 of you.
Yes, exactly.
Nah.
But the fact that we've all lived, and the fact that you guys have lived together, and then we're all living together, it just was like, oh, obviously
Made
we're gonna
sense.
have a super easy time living together for 3 fucking days in the woods. So
3 fucking days in the woods.
I'd live a year in the woods with y'all.
Dude.
Aw,
same.
me too, Marge.
all right, so that's it.
Cheers.
We're good.
Yeah. I think
No more wanna
Cheers,
share?
ladies.
Morgan, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you so much. We loved our
So
special
cute.
guest.
Our first guest.
I'm so honored to be the first guest.
Yeah.
You'll see more of me, Mushroomies.
All right, send us away.
Peace and
All
love.
right. Well, thanks for coming on this trip with us. We love you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Woo!
Happy hula.
All right.